On Thursday, the 27th of June 2024, the World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network, abbreviated as Waavp-An, launched the first call for proposals. This call took place in the African continent in Benin Republic. The World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network launched the two-day event, which kick-started on Wednesday, the 26th of June 2024 and Thursday, the 27th of June 2024. The event took place at the Golden Tulip Hotel in Cotonou, the economic capital of Benin Republic. The launch was attended by major stakeholders and experts from various African countries and beyond the shores of Africa. The World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network is an umbrella network of people and institutions working towards the better control of parasitic diseases of animals, advances in research and training, and the practice of veterinary parasitology, improved animal welfare, and sustainable livestock production of the African continent. This is the first call for proposals for the World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network grant. The theme of the launch was Advancing Veterinary Parasitology in Africa for Enhanced Control of Animal Diseases. The World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network had in attendance more than 40 delegates drawn from within and outside Africa, which include countries like Tanzania, Mali, Uganda, Botswana, Kenya, and Nigeria, to mention a few. The event kick-started with the arrival of the guests on Wednesday, the 26th of June 2024. Dr. Patrick Vudrico, the co-chair of the network, addressed the guests in his inaugural keynote address. He spoke on the organizational structure, mission, and vision. Dr. Ayodele Majakudumi, the co-chair, also spoke on the milestone of the World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network. Major key stakeholders and experts spoke on salient topics addressing the Waavp-An for enhanced control of animal diseases. They witnessed a panel discussion that addressed veterinary networks in Africa, strategy for visibility of the World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network in Africa. The second day commenced with a keynote speaker that spoke on parasitic resistance in Africa. He also spoke on the current status and alternatives to the use of animal ectoparasiticides. This was followed by the launch of a call for proposals for the World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network grants. The network was attended by the special guest of honor, Honorable Dosui Gaston, the Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries in the Republic of Benin. The minister had this to say.
Je suis préoccupé par la santé animale qui conditionne la santé de nos populations. Je suis aussi un éleveur. Je suis un touche à tout, de la volaille au gros bétail. Je fais des essais. Mais mon souci majeur, c'est d'éviter d'avoir à utiliser des antibiotiques tout le temps sur les sujets et de proposer à nos communautés de la viande, du lait de très bonne qualité. Mais nous voilà face à des maladies parasitaires qui ne sont pas des épidémies pour qu'on fasse des traitements conventionnels, mais il faut pouvoir les attaquer dans chacun des foyers. Rien que les tiques, ça pose de sérieux problèmes. Et il y a plein d'autres parasitoses sur lesquelles il faut avoir une intervention ciblée. La recherche d'abord et le développement après. Il faut avoir une idée précise de ce que l'on veut et définir les modalités de sa mise en œuvre pour que le développement soit.
The minister, very passionate about the cause, spoke from the depth of his heart. He emphasized on the importance of animal health and the impact it has on the standard of human life. Dr. Ayodele Majakudumi, the Waavp-An co-chair, explained the factors that influenced the launching of the network. She also addressed the purposes of the network and the challenges faced by the World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network. She had this to say.
We realize that there is a need to bring together veterinary parasitologists in Africa. We have a lot of people doing a lot of excellent work, a lot of high-level expertise in the different countries and sub-regions of Africa. And there is a need to bring all of us together to share knowledge, to share experiences, because this will improve what we do. We also wanted to see Africans taking ownership and leadership of the problem of veterinary parasitology in Africa. So we want to be able to take control of the experts' consultations and to be in charge of generating data that informs policy making, guidelines, and industry. So it's about connection and it's about ownership and leadership. We have, I think, two main issues. The first is that a lot of research is being done, which is producing good solutions, but we have a gap between the researchers and the farmers and other people on the ground, such as the veterinarians and the consumers of livestock. The second is the fact we have a lot of people working in a lot of areas across the continent, and sometimes we work in silos. You may have two different people in two different countries in East and West Africa working on the same thing, but they are working in isolation instead of working together, which of course is more efficient and more innovative. So these are two of the key gaps that we hope to solve with the activities of our network.
Speaking on grants and the proper allocation of grants, Mrs. Betsina Idziwa added that
ACBF is a pan-African organization which works with institutions in Africa to build their capacity, strengthen their capacity for them to deliver on their mandate. In the same vein, ACBF is working with the World Association on Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology to establish and strengthen the network. We are supporting the provision of the grants, and the grants are going to help in various research in terms of veterinary parasitology, and this will have a positive implication to the farmer on the ground in terms of eradicating various parasitic disease and enhancing the livelihood of the farmer and the economies at large. So this is an important grant fund which we shall see a positive impact in Africa in terms of improved livestock production, improved livelihoods, and improved incomes.
A panel discussion was held addressing the future of the World Association for the Advancement of Veterinary Parasitology African Network, focused on the way forward for the growth and the sustainability of the network. Speaking on the role Benin Republic had to play and the impact on the Waavp-An launch in Benin Republic, Mr. Abel had this to say.
The main challenges that we have regarding veterinary parasitology is the fact that we don't have the same vision about how to control these parasites. Even these parasites used to the livestock, since we have some parasites who can go from one country to another one. They don't have border, and we cannot say that just one country should have his way to treat this parasite. Setting this network will help us, for instance, to work together and find a way which will help us to control better these parasites. The network is for the 54 countries for the continent. We are honored to hold this activity in Benin.
The significance of this network is that, one, it will give us opportunity now as vet parasitologists in Africa to network, come together, discuss the key constraints that are affecting livestock and animals general in Africa. The second one is that today we have also launched a grant call for our members to apply, and we have come very clear about the requirements for this grant. Number three, it should strengthen capacity of institutions. So we believe that this grant call will boost our research on the continent to bridge the gaps that do exist. The third one is that increasingly we'll have initiatives that will, address some of the technical capacity gaps that we have observed on the continent. The other is that we will also engage in nurturing, the next generation of veterinary parasitologists so that we increase on the number of veterinary parasitologists on the continent to replace those that are aging. Currently, there are very few of us. Yeah, so collectively, those are some of the benefits that we see from this launch. Yeah, but overall, we are very excited and we look forward to working with the different stakeholders across all continents and the different regional economic blocks of Africa.
The event concluded with a closing speech. The launch targets experts of African and non-Africans with an interest in the control of parasitic diseases of animals on the African continent, and key industry players, governments and major stakeholders and other partners with a similar interest and influence on the African continent. The event was a large success.